Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Bo Searcy from Searcy Artisan Works. I'm going to use these pieces of wood, which are from grapevine stock, and create 3 different types of wine caddies. This one will be a basic single color with epoxy right here. This is going to be a different one, and then these 4 pieces combined, I'm going to attempt to make an ocean themed one. So let's get going. I'm going to be using some totalboat penetrating epoxy to seal the wood up before I start the epoxy mold, epoxy pour. Let's get rolling. Now that I got these all done in penetrating epoxy, I'm going to sit overnight and I'll move them over to the mold and start pouring the epoxy. And until then, peace, y'all. What's up, y'all? It's next day. This is all dry and ready to go. I got it set in the mold. I got my alcohol inks out. I'm gonna go mix up some epoxy and start this pour. Let's get rolling. Alright, today I'm going to be using some totalboat resin with some high performance epoxy with the slow hardener. Alright, so this is all mixed up now. We're ready to pour. I'm going to go ahead and pour it slowly so I can pop all the bubbles since I don't have a vacuum chamber or pressure pot. And then I'm going to start the process. Alright, it's been a little while. Some of the bubbles have popped. They're gonna keep rising as it comes. I really need to get a pressure pot. But I'm gonna start. I have T-Rex alcohol inks, Deep Blue Sea, Glacier Blue, and Dragon Fruit Pink, and then Pinata Blanco White. Just white. So this one is just going to be a plain, like, beautiful dark blue color I'm going to do, and maybe do a little bit of some gold swirls through it. I'm going to see what it looks like. Hopefully it turns out really well. This is going to be a plain basic one, simple one color, maybe with a little bit of swirl, but that's it. Nothing like the other 2 are. So let's get rolling. I'm going to be using a little bit of this Black Diamond Cobalt Blue, T-Rex Deep Sea Blue, and a couple drops of black. And then this one, I'm going to add some Aztec Gold and possibly put some Aztec Gold in here. Alright, so when I actually did this pour, I forgot to turn the camera on, so I didn't get the video of me pouring this mold. Sorry about that. Alright guys, time for the 3rd and final one. This is the one that scares me the most because I've never done anything like this. So it's going to be a fun experience, and you're going to go along with the learning process with me. This is going to be an ocean themed one, and it's going to be a layered one. So it's going to seem like it's going to look 3-dimensional when I'm done with it because it's about 1/2 inch thick. So I'm going to start out mixing some epoxy up, going dark blue, doing the first pour, and then lighten the blue ups with some ocean waves as I go. See how it goes. Alexa off. So I decided to darken a little bit. It looks black, but if you can see that light through it, hopefully you can, it's just a really dark blue. Add a little bit of black pigment and a lot more blue. And if you look at the ocean, it's almost black in certain areas. So when I start to add the layers and stuff, it'll really draw some depth is what I'm hoping for. Like I said, first time, nervous. Hopefully it turns out like I'm envisioning, but if not, I guess I'll make it mine. Later, y'all. Hopefully that gives it some depth. When I start adding the waves into it, should be able to see it. It's hard to see in this type of lighting right now, but I'm gonna let this start to cure up before I start to add the ocean waves and the other stuff. Later. I'll let that sit for a little bit, let some more bubbles rise and pop them, and then I'll start to add the waves in. Alright, so I had to sand it down, scuff it up a little bit because it's fully dried, and I got at least one more layer of epoxy put on it. Print out some vinyl to add to it. So let's do this real quick, and I'll pour a layer over the top of it. Alright, so this one's all the way dry. This little bit sticks up further than the mold, so I can't pour the clear over it. So I'm gonna try to remove it carefully and then join it down. The reason why I couldn't do it before is because it's all in pieces. So I'm gonna try to remove it carefully so I can put it right back in this mold. And I'm gonna do that using air. So I'm gonna cut this one side off and do the air. Alright, so I got it all joined down. This little hump is gonna fit now underneath the mold, but guys, look at that. That turned out awesome looking. I love how, because I went thicker on the darker blue, because I knew I needed to join it down, and I wanted to have some variation of the dark blue with the light blue, and oh man, that turned out absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely love it. You can see the sharks a lot better now. You can see the stingrays in there. So let's get this going. I'm gonna put this back in the mold and throw some clear on it, and then I'll show you as I get done with that. All right, got this in the mold. It's nice and tight. A little bit of a gap on this side, no big deal. I got it sanded down, scuffed up so the epoxy will adhere, and I got the epoxy mixed up. I'm gonna start pouring it right now. Alright, it's the next day here. Let's demold this. I'm going to try just to go from this one side and pop it up and then just work my way out so I can leave the 3 sides on and just have to put this one back on when it's time to do the pour. Let's get going. Alright, so I got the other one done in the mold, clear over the top of it. I'm gonna pull it up, clean it up on my joiner, then send it through the planer. Let's get going. Alright, these are now both flush. Let's go take them over and put them on the joiner, on the planer, I meant. So out the 3, they're 4 inches by 11 inches. I'm gonna make the marks, start drilling, go on lathes, make all my little cuts, sand them down, put a chamfer all the way around them, re-sand the chamfer, and put some clear on them. Let's get going. So for some reason it didn't pick up the audio in this. What I'm doing is I am talking about how I'm going to finish this. So this one that I was pointing at right there and the ocean theme, I'm going to be using the Total Boat Gleam. The one that I have in my hand right there, I'm going to be using the Wipe On Poly store-bought. Just because I want a natural finish on that one, and the other two I really want to be as clear as possible and pop really well. So what I'm talking about here is I put one coat on now. I'm going to set those aside, let them dry, and I'm going to put 2 more coats on off camera and then take you and show you the beauty shots. Alright guys, so all 3 of them are done. I'm going to show you, go over what I like about them, and the ocean theme one, what I learned a little bit on. Okay, so this one right here, I wanted it to be dark blue. If you hold it to the light, you can see blue, but I think because of the Aztec gold, I added just a little too much in it, so it gave it a almost black look, which is really cool. And it goes with the theme, wine glasses really well, that my wife's been working on. Beauty shots are rolling right now of those. That's what I love about this one. Love the wood grain on it. Love everything about this. This is one of my favorite pieces, even though it wasn't exactly what I wanted it turned out to be. So there's one. The second one I'm in love with. So it's the alcohol ink with drops, and it has this like hair looking effect inside of the epoxy, and it's crystal clear. This Total Boat, I love it. It's crystal clear, the wood grain, and it's topped off with some beautiful Total Boat varnish. It's called Gleam, and this is the high gloss, so it looks beautiful. And again, also the glasses my wife made with them looks gorgeous. It goes along with it, and you know, happy juice. You know what that is. And then finally, the ocean theme one. So, what I love about this one is it actually looks like the ocean. It is inspired by, there's a part of the ocean over by where I live called Morro Rock, and one section of it looks like the rock, and then it looks like the rest of it, and it's been known to have great white sharks, so I love the shark aspect. And then the stingrays, there's actually kelp beds in that area. So, but my wife nailed the wine glasses on that one and the beach in theme, and these are available. So if you want it, you can go click on my website. It's down in the description, and message us. Also, you can like and follow this page, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. And finally, go check out my Instagram and Facebook and like and follow those, and get more projects like this. Also, I work on cars and do leather working. So stay tuned. Later, y'all.
Thank you for watching.